Yeah, he's in his early 20s.
It's a little scraggly sounding. I feel it's a little scraggly. This cork
Well, she
probably needs a new cork.
graduated. And Rachel, her other cousin on my side, is starting high school like she is next year.
I think I just realized something. The middle part, layout of the giraffe on a shot is supposed to be an awesome shot. Oh, very easy. I'm gonna try to figure it out myself on the fly and find out the wrong part.
Okay, so do you have mistakes?
I would say out because not even exactly sure myself.
Don't do it. So just don't do the beef of all.
No, you can be all of that. Oh, don't do giraffe out of, layout of giraffe out of shot.
Oh, okay. I didn't.
Oh, you didn't anyway. Don't say.
You're not related to Ann Pollock, are you? Are you related to Ann Pollock?
Ken has the musician song, right? And I guess I'm getting her hugs. Thank you so much for everything. Yeah.
Thank you.
She's the lady who fixes my flute. So I saw your name here. And I'm like, oh, wow, I wonder if
There's a baby. Okay, I know this phrase, but I keep forgetting it's Kazakh, from strength to strength. Is that right? Is that what it is?
Probably in another context too, but at the end of every Torah, that's the it's probably the end of that. Maybe each of the three books of the Bible too.
How Shabbat Shalom. It's cold outside, it's snowy, and there's a virus running rampant in New York City. So we're all each in our own homes, hopefully safe and cared for, hopefully warm and comfortable as we join together in Shabbat tonight. We wish we were all here in person, but we're glad we have the opportunity to join each other tonight through our live stream and connect with each other. Tonight it's Cantor and me in the sanctuary, along with Joe and Bonnie and Mark, our musicians, and we are glad to be celebrating Shabbat with you. If you have a Mishkan Tefillah, follow along in the prayers. If you have access to the Kindle or to the flip book, it's another way to follow along, or just listen to the words and open up your heart and join together with what you know as we share as one community tonight. We are delighted that this weekend is the bat mitzvah of Valerie Chu, and to celebrate her bat mitzvah, we've asked the Lednicer Chu family to join us in the sanctuary. They're our only congregants this evening, and we're glad to have them here, and we invite them up to light our Sabbath candles, beginning with the reading on page 121.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel
The Kiddush is on page 123. We invite you to rise in body or spirit.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehillah lemikra kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
L'chaim. You can all take a seat, please. when we welcome each other when we're in the sanctuary, we might speak to each other, say hello. Some of us might still give handshakes and hugs. But we welcome each other with our physical presence. In Lecha Dodi, at the end we stand and face the entrance of the sanctuary, symbolically welcoming the Sabbath bride, but really welcoming the place that each of us have come in and out of to celebrate Shabbat. It's a little harder when we're all each in our own homes. Some of us just by ourselves, some of us with a spouse or significant other, some of us with children or even friends. And so we have to work harder to welcome each other. And so since we can't do it with our physical bodies during services tonight, use this next prayer as inspiration to find a way to welcome someone else. This weekend, take the time to welcome someone. Pick up the phone, call someone, text somebody, reach out to somebody. So many people are struggling right now of loneliness, of illness, of sadness. Your presence, your welcome can make a tremendous difference in their lives. And so we turn to Lecha Dodi on page 138. Standing and turn to our call to worship on page 146, the Baruch Hu.
Baruch hu et Adonai.
the middle of page 147, we read together. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you. We seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. But let our desire to be strong, that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence.
We continue on page 677 with Open Up Our Eyes, which is our kavanah, or focal point into the Shema. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Open up our eyes. Teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. We will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue with the Via Hafta on page 154 and invite our bat mitzvah, Valerie, to join us back up on the bima.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
And we continue on page 158 with our song of redemption, Song of the Sea, Mi Chamocha.
Page 161. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us the shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. The Hashkivenu on the facing page. We continue with the Tefillah, beginning on page 164 and using only the even-numbered pages. Please ride in body or spirit.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMivorach. Baruch Adonai HaMivorach le'olam va'ed. And we move to the prayer that we were actually supposed to be doing here. Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalalai, lai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot ve'imahot, u'mevi geula livnei v'neihem, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל, אתה רב והושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Together, you are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Please be seated. Page 177. In the middle of the page. When we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and stars that you set in place, What are we humans that you are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet. How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. A Song of Peace, Shalom Rav, on page 178.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom.
We continue with our own private prayers in silence.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru
We turn now to our Torah service as we share some of the words from Torah for this Shabbat. And as we do so, we continue in the prayer book on page 364. And I haven't warned them in advance, but since they're the only people here I can do this with, I invite to open up the ark and join us on the bima, Valerie, Daryl, and Daniela. Please rise in body or spirit.
Ki mitzion teitzei Torah, ki mitzion teitzei Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael, b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shmo, Gadlu Adonai iti, Unerom Shemo Yachdav, Lecha Adonai HaGedula, VeHaGevura, VeHaTiferet, VeHaNetzach, VeHaHod, Ki Chol Bashamayim Uvaret, Ki Chol Bashamayim Uvaret, Lecha Adonai HaMamlacha, V'yamid Na'aseh Lechol Rosh.
Please be seated. Torah portion for this Shabbat is Bo, as we learn about the plagues brought upon the Egyptian people because of the stubbornness of their leader Pharaoh and the Israelites going towards freedom and creation of the holiday of Passover and the creation of the Jewish people, essentially, at this moment. Valerie's going to be chanting for us, so we get a chance to hear what she'll be doing in a much longer form tomorrow morning. She'll be chanting from the book of Exodus, chapter 10, verses 1 to 3. If you have a Plaut Chumash at home, it's on page 406. If you have any other Torah at home, it's Exodus chapter 10, verses 1 through 3.
So I am calling for the Aliyah, Rabbi Mark Kaiserman. Ya'amod Harav Menashe Unger Ben Chaim Ber v'Yehudit Menucha l'Aliyah LaTorah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe bo el Paro, ki ani hichbadeti et libo ve'et lev avadav leman shiti ototai ele bekirbo ulman tesaper be'oznei bincha uben bincha את אשר התעללתי במצרים ואת אותותיי אשר שמתי בם וידעתם כי אני אדוני. ויבוא משה ואחרון אל פרעה ויאמרו אליו כה אמר אדוני אלוהי העברים עד מתי מאנת ליהנות מפניי שלח עמי ויעבדוני.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. With the Torah out in front of us, we offer a special prayer of healing and hope for all those who are sick or ill. Among our congregation, we're thinking of Elaine Wall, Jamie Stern, Leah Stern, Joan Lipton, Arlene Green, Sadie Rosenkrantz, Roberta Traeger, Jody Ann Herman, Judith Lacasio, Rochelle Weinberg, Don Levy, Meg Levine, Larry Bloom, Arnold Gilbert. We think of the many people in our congregation who are struggling to get over or have just recently gotten over a positive infection with COVID, and to our many friends, families, neighbors, people in our community, in our country, in our world, who are likewise doing so, and all those who are struggling with illness, grief, and loneliness. May this prayer bring strength and hope for everyone. Middle of page 371, a Mishaberach for healing.
Mishaberach avotenu mikor haberacha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mikor haberacha bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Amen. As we lift and dress the Torah, we invite you to rise in body or soul.
V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai v'yad Moshe. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe livnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai v'yad Moshe. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai lai. Yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai, ya la lai la lai 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 lai, ya la lai.
We return the Torah to the Ark with the words on page 374.
Eitz chaim hi lamachazikim ba v'tomcheha v'ushar dirach
Normally at this point in our Shabbat Rishon service, we would be having the 5th grade tonight come up and share a presentation. And we're looking forward to having them come in April and share their teachings and their words then. So in lieu of that, I'm going to share a story. Knowing that Tu B'Shvat is coming up in just 2 weeks, the Jewish agricultural holiday, the environmental day of the sharing of trees, I thought I'd share a Tu B'Shvat story. And this is called Why Trees Don't Talk by Vicki L. Weber. Once there was a little village surrounded by a lovely orchard. The fruit from this orchard was so sweet, so juicy, and so delicious, it was famous in all the world. The villagers were proud of their orchard. They took care of the trees. They pruned the branches and raked the leaves and protected the fruit from the passing birds. In the fall, they picked the ripe fruit from the branches and gathered the fallen pieces from the ground. It was hard work, but everybody helped. Everyone except, that is, for Goldie. Goldie always meant to help. Today, I am going to the orchard to help pick fruit, she said to her neighbors as they fed their chickens. My father taught me the secret to picking, and I am sure that I can pick faster than anyone else. Goldie started down the road towards the orchard. As she passed the bakery, she stopped to talk to the women who were waiting for their dough to bake. I am going to pick fruit today, she told them. I am sure that I can pick faster than anyone else. My father told me the secret to picking. Goldie and the other women argued a bit about the best way to pick. And then Goldie told them about the best way to bake bread. Goldie's mother had told her a secret for that. Goldie talked and talked, and before she knew it, all of the bread came out of the oven, and the other women disappeared back to their houses. So Goldie walked on. She passed a tailor's shop. The tailor was sewing a new button on a man's coat. I am on my way to pick fruit, Goldie told the tailor and his customer. I am sure I can pick fruit faster than anyone else. My father told me the secret to picking. Goldie and the tailor and her customer argued about the best way to pick the fruit. And then Goldie told the tailor about the best way to sew a button onto a coat. Goldie's grandmother had told her a secret special way for sewing on buttons. Goldie walked on and on through the village. Each time she met one of her neighbors, Goldie boasted about how fast she could pick fruit. And whether the neighbor was milking a cow or grinding grain or herding goats down the road, Goldie always stopped to tell them how to do it better. When Goldie finally reached the orchard, it was very late. It was dark. She was tired and hungry. Goldie had been talking so much that her throat was dry and scratchy. She looked at the beautiful ripe fruit hanging just above her head and picked an apronful. Then she sat down and ate every single piece. It was delicious. Goldie sat happily under the tree, looking up through the leaves. There was no one to talk to, so she decided she would talk to the tree. And she said to the tree, you know the secret for making wonderful fruit. Why don't you talk? Then you could tell everyone how to do it. And to Goldie's great surprise, the tree actually replied, I don't have to talk about myself or even talk at all, the tree said. I offer sweet, delicious fruit. Growing my fruit speaks for me. Actions speak louder than words, and that is enough. Do your actions speak louder, or do your words speak louder? This year, on Tu B'Shvat, make your actions towards the world, towards your trees, towards each other, speak louder than anything that you might say. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with our concluding blessings, starting with the Aleinu in the middle of page 586. Please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, lateit gedula liotzer breshit, shalo asanu kegoyei haratzot, velo samanu kebishpachot ha'adama, shalo sam chelkeinu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים
לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. This Shabbat, we recognize the yard sites, those who have passed during this past week at this time, in years past. We're especially thinking of Erwin Anderson, Anna Berger, Irving Bookstaver, Alvin Brown, Derek Gordon Kaplane, George Cohen, Esther Dutka, David Ecker, Arthur Eisenstadt, Gertrude Finkelstein, Ben Francos, Tony Frankley, Jacob Friedman, Wilhelmina Friedman, Milo Gilbert, Sis Gilbert, Pauline Ginsberg, Anita Hack, Donald Aaron Harris, Henry Eisman, Joseph Kaufman, Miriam Kerbel, Sylvia Kimmler, Sam Kraut, Abraham Lesser, Murray Lubliner, Mildred Marcus, Benjamin Meinbach, Salka Meinbach, Chaim Perlmutter, Isaac Pincus, Reuben Pincus, Louis Recht, Helen Rosenblatt, A. Fred Rosenstock, Harry Rothgans, Sarah Schall, Rita Schwartz, Bunny Schwartz, Ann Singerman, William Small, Michael Soloway, Ilse Strauss, Emmanuel Weinberg, Aaron Weinstein, Arthur Werner, Philip Wilner. We note in sadness the passing away this past week of Alfred Siegel, husband of Daisy Siegel, stepfather of Stephen and Gwen Alter, grandfather of Ben Alter.
And the yard sites of Dora Hillerman Katz and Dewey Abraham Seidel.
We remember Roger Ames, friend of Carl and Tony Salagi, Rosalind Liederman, mother of Barbara Liederman, mother-in-law of Henry Gold and grandmother of Jacob Gold. Our member, Ronnie Heller, mother of Mark Heller and Susie Gilbard. Dr. Mark Burton, friend of Roberta Traeger. Norton Gordon, cousin of Monty Silberger and Linda Freitag. We add to these names those who have passed around our country and our world, fighting for justice, struggling with disease. We note this week is the anniversary of the attempted coup on January 6th, and we think of those brave men and women who fought and those who died protecting democracy in our country, and all those who protect our country every day. If you have names to add, we invite you to please put them into the chat for all to see who you're thinking of and who you're remembering as we join together in the Mourner's Kaddish, page 598. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, be'amad v'rach urutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, b'agalav zman kariv v'yamru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mivarach le'olam omei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha baruchu. Le'ela min kol birkata v'shirata. Tushbekata v'nechamata. Damiran be'alma v'yamru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'kayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Huya aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yamru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to every broken heart. And let us say, Amen.
Shalom bimromav, huyaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimeru. Amen.
Amen. Please be seated. A mazel tov to Daryl and Daniela and the entire Lednicer Chew family on Valerie's bat mitzvah this Shabbat. Thanks to Joe, Bonnie, and Mark for adding such spirituality and joy into our service this evening. Tomorrow morning, Temple Tots is on Zoom at 9:15 a.m. On Sunday, Religious School is meeting on Zoom. Torah Study meets on Zoom tomorrow and each Shabbat morning. Next Friday at 8 p.m. is our Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Shabbat, where our racial equity team will lead us in reflections on the life and legacy of Dr. King. This is also Shabbat Shirah, our Sabbath of song, so our service will be filled with even more beautiful music than it always is. On Saturday, January 22nd, is our Tu B'Shvat Seder at 10:30 a.m. It'll be held on Zoom. Everyone is welcome. To receive a Tu B'Shvat gift bag to use during the Seder, you must register by this coming Thursday, the latest. Check the e-blast or call the office for details. Check your e-blast for all the links to any of our Zoom events. Watch your email, the e-blast, or check the Temple Facebook page for updates on services and religious school. As New York City continues with a tremendous infection rate for COVID, we will be focusing on our value of protecting each other. We will return to in-person services and events as soon as we can. Please check before coming to Temple whether an event is online or in person in the coming weeks. The Social Action Team would like to thank the Temple community for their warm-hearted generosity in support of the New York Cares virtual coat drive. It has been a terrific success, raising more than $1,200 to help keep New Yorkers warm inside and out. That means RTFH has helped deliver 48 brand new coats and 488 meals to neighbors in need. If you would like to still donate, please see this past Wednesday's e-blast for the link or email Cheryl in the office. We're going to get ready for everybody, I'm sure, to have some sort of dinner or meals or snacks in the moments ahead. And to get us ready, we're going to do the motzi. And so I invite the only not yet bar bat mitzvah person in the room is Valerie to join me for the motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
B'te'avon, bon appetit, and we will conclude with Ki Ashmera Shabbat on page 634. If you have the Mishkan Tefillah, this is a beautiful song, Zemer for Shabbat, a Shabbat table song that was introduced by the rabbi last week. Brings back old times for me. Ki ישמר השבת, אל ישמרני, כי ישמר השבת, אל ישמרני, אותי לעולמי עד, בינו וביני, אותי לעולמי עד, בינו וביני, כי ישמר השבת, אל ישמרני, כי ישמר השבת, אל ישמרני, אותי לעולמי עד, בינו וביני, אותי לעולמי עד, בינו וביני.
Shabbat shalom, everyone, and be safe.
Shabbat shalom.